Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitz from ATF Gaming and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 2. Today, we have a doubleheader at Richmond, which is the second to last race of the regular season for the Xfinity Series and the last race of the regular season for the Cup Series. So, we will know the Cup Series playoff grid at the end of the episode today. So let's check out what the grid looks like currently and what could change or may not change. Currently, Daniel Suarez is in the last chase spot. There are still 4 spots open for point getters, which means Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kurt Busch are for sure locked in. And Jamie McMurray, unless if he has a really bad day, there's a new winner. And Suarez has a really good day. No, wait, no, that wouldn't even be... It would be very unlikely, let's put it that way. But if everything goes right, Jamie McMurray could miss the playoffs. But let's see what's happening around Suarez right now. Ryan Newman is 17 points back. Casey Kane is 32 points back. And Clint Boyer is 38 points back. Austin Dillon... He is only 42 points back, so he's also technically eligible. Eric Almirola would not be eligible even if he got maximum points. So it's down to Suarez, Newman, Kane, Boyer, and Dillon for that last spot. And obviously, if there is a new winner amongst the people in the top 30 in points, which I guess could extend all the way down to Buescher, depending on how DiBenedetto does. So anywhere from Austin Dillon down to Chris Buescher, if they win, they could make the playoffs as well. So, that is what the Cup Series standings look like. We're not going to look at the Xfinity Series because we don't need to, but let's just head off to Xfinity Series qualifying at Richmond. Alright, here we are starting our qualifying lap at Richmond. No idea what to expect here. Again, using setups by HD Motorsports. Nothing new there. Really loose off the corner. Got a little loose into the corner there. Well, let's see where we qualify.
All right.
24th. That's about where we usually are, so I'll take it. And Eric Jones is on the pole. So, let's get this race underway and see what happens. We are starting on the outside, not thrilled about that. We also have a rival in Bubba Wallace directly behind us, one of our 4 rivals in this series. So we may have some correction, we will have some issues with him, it appears. Also, Ross Chastain is a rival, so we're just going to kind of take this high groove here, make that work for a little while so we can get away from our rivals.
Clear down low.
Alright, so far so good. We're making progress. Three wide at Richmond, probably not the wisest course of action. Spinning Elliott Sadler, also not a wise course of action. Alright. You're not going to pit now. We'll pit at the end of the stage and we can make it to the end of the race from there. We probably could have made it to the end of the race from here, but I do want to accumulate some stage points. Since we are relatively close to William Byron in the points department. So we do want to try to get some stage points so that we can keep our point lead going into the playoffs. That'll be some extra playoff points.
Right there.
So that'll be beneficial. Not like we need more playoff points, but the more the merrier. Make my life easier just in case if we do have some bad races. But we spin Harvick, and that's going to be the end of the stage, most likely, yes. So I'm my own worst enemy at this point. Alright, so we are going to pit now. No repair. And that's going to be the end of pitting for this race. We dropped 25 spots. Probably didn't need to.
Almost ready.
Probably
Nice
didn't
move
need
here.
to
Going green. Green flag. Green flag. Car
take 4
inside.
tires and a full load of fuel. That's what I was trying to get out of my head.
Car there.
But
Car underneath.
this also probably rules us out for stage points in stage 2. So not our wisest course of action doing a full service stop there, but at this point, who really knows?
Keep it right there.
If I keep doing this, then we're not going to have any issues. But if I keep being next to Bubba Wallace, we are going to have issues. I like him in real life, but in this game, he wants to run us off the face of the earth. Also, Ryan Sieg didn't give us much room there. He is not a rival that I know of, so that is just a racing incident there.
Car inside. Clear down low. Car underneath. Excellent flat. Car low. Car inside.
Alright, we're just going to keep making this third line work until it doesn't.
Low.
Because that
low.
seems to be the best course of action getting around people quickly right now. We might be able to get... Oh, Matt Tifft is a rival as well. I forgot about that. So we have had encounters with all 4 of our rivals so far today.
Car inside. Car low.
Okay, that was Matt Tifft just spinning me out right there.
Car outside.
But luckily, being the master driver that I am, I was able to save it. But immediately following that, I get Brandon Brown into the wall, which is going to cause a caution. Luckily, it does look like we're going to have maybe 2 laps to possibly get some stage points. But that is easier said than done at this point.
Stay sharp.
William Byron is also outside the top 10, it looks like, or he is just inside the top 10. I see him up there in like the 5th or 6th row. I can't really tell.
Hold your line. Clear low. Low, low.
Alright, so we're not going to get stage points here. Just going to put that out there.
Stay on the top.
And this is going to be a hard race for us to win, I think. Everybody's on the same pit strategy, so there's no more pit strategy involved. So this is just a race to the finish at this point.
Stay right there.
And I don't think that usually doesn't bode well for me. Just taking strategy out of everything. So that's our 2nd consecutive stage with no points, so that's really not going to help us in the battle with William Byron. Considering Byron did get points, not many, but he got some. Again, no pitting.
Stay sharp. Green's coming. The race is going green. Green, baby. Let's go get it. Carlo. Stay high. Hold your line.
We're going to try to take advantage of this 3rd line if we can here on the restart while everybody's all tightly packed together.
Right there.
Maybe even this 4th line. We're going to go 4 wide at Richmond. Yep, that's the thing that just happened.
Stay high. Keep it right there. 10 to go.
That was the cleanest 4 wide pass I think I've ever made in this game. Also, that looks like Brad Keselowski in a DLC scheme, so that's noteworthy. Also, Ty Dillon is a rival. Okay, if he's a rival, then there was one guy who we got into who wasn't a rival. Because we only have 4 rivals. And we've gotten into 5 of them now. I don't know. Math is not my strong suit. It might only be 4, I'm not really sure. But I do know Ty Dillon is going to be a real pain in the you-know-what if I keep racing around him. And also Matt Tifft is up here, so that's also a rival. It's Matt Tifft, Ross Chastain, Ty Dillon, and Bubba Wallace. Those are the 4 rivals. So if I said someone else was a rival, I was mistaken. But we're going to get the full wrath of Matt Tifft here.
Easy. Hold your line. Low, low.
Or what little wrath he can give us, I guess.
You're hitting your mark.
7 laps to go, and we are making progress. Can we win this thing? Most likely not. Can we get a top 5? It's definitely possible. And that's all we've been doing. That's all we did in the last episode, too, was top 5s and top 10s. We didn't win any of the races in the last episode. That's the first episode in a long time that we have not won a race in. So, definitely do not want to go on the apron, but definitely a bit of a change of pace recently. I don't know if it's just I'm being a little more forgiving with my driving, considering my recent mood or what's going on, but who knows. So that is Ryan Reed, Blake Cook, Daniel Hemrick, and Eric Jones leading the race right now. So all relatively normal guys to be up here. Daniel Hemrick's having a good race. Well, normal. Ryan Reed is usually not up here, but in real life, but he seems to be relatively good in this game, so normal for the circumstances, I guess, would be the word.
Hold your line. You're all clear.
Alright, we got past Cook. We got 3 laps left. Don't know if this is going to be possible or not. It's going to be very hard to get up to Jones and pass him cleanly. But we can at least try to get Reed going into this corner. Okay, well, he kind of cut us down there. We could get Hemrick here on this lap, but Jones has a bit of a gap. Not much of one, but a bit of one. If we can get Hemrick in this corner, then we can set our sights on Jones, but I don't think it's going to happen unless if we cause a caution, which we just did.
Yellow flag, easy.
And technically that did happen before Jones crossed the start-finish line, so I can't even get mad at the game for that one. Alright, I didn't, and just to reiterate, I did not intend on doing that. I intended on getting below him, but he was blocking and he stopped early. So that is why that happened. I did not have any intention of doing that. Especially to Daniel Hemrick. I'm rooting for Daniel Hemrick in real life. Didn't have the best Cup debut at Richmond the other week, but still, I think he has potential. That's the word. Meanwhile, we would just go power around the outside of Eric Jones. White flag without, sponsored by Power Bar, because that's apparently what we've been eating. That was amazing. I have never done such a thing like that before. I always have to pass on the inside with the leader, but we're going to win at Richmond.
Nice work. Man, that's cool. Win, baby.
I did not expect that, but those last 10 laps, really that last stage, I really got my braking zones down. We had some really good laps. I was not expecting that at all. But we win. That definitely helps in the points department, considering William Byron finished 12th, but he obviously got stage points, so it'll probably be about even. Matt Tift finished in 40th, even though we were racing him fairly recently, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Decent payday. We're almost going to hit the $35 million mark here pretty soon. That would be another meaningless milestone, but let's head off. Well, look at the points. We are still 5 points ahead of Byron, so we gained about 3 points there. It works. It's not great, but it works. But yeah, one more race left in this series at Chicagoland before the chase in the Xfinity Series starts. So let's head off to Victory Lane. Here we are in Victory Lane. Another win for the Happy Dog in spirit, of course. This one I was not expecting, if I'm being perfectly honest. I was not expecting this one. This is, what, our 13th win in the Xfinity Series? I forgot to look at that earlier. But let's head off either to the menu or for qualifying in the Cup car. And that is another incentive contract that we got. That is amazing. Uh, we were terrible with incentive contracts, but now we've gotten 2 of them in a row. Cup Series is not going to happen, I don't think. Oh, we actually have to pick one. Yeah, that's right, because we failed the previous one. I remember now. Qualified top 15 not happening, so we're just going to have to go with this medium one if we want to have any shot at that. But, Cup Series at Richmond. Let's go. Alright, here we are qualifying in the Cup car at Richmond. Let's see what we can do. Maybe have a decent qualifying effort and overcome a decent chunk of our now 26 rivals. We added at least 1, maybe 2 rivals after the race at Darlington, because there was absolutely no room for me to do anything there. But let's see where we qualify.
All right.
24th, about where we normally are. Just to be expected. Joey Logano's on pole over Hamlin and Larson, so that's the usual crowd up front here. But let's turn it over to PRN and get this race started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Richmond Motor Speedway for the Federated Auto Parts 400. Tonight, we make our final stop at Richmond and our last stop before the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start next week in Chicago. Many of tonight's drivers have already punched their ticket to the playoffs, but there's a few who need a good performance tonight to make it in. So strap yourselves in. The NASCAR regular season finale is coming up next.
So if you recall, Daniel Suarez is currently the last person in the playoffs over Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Austin Dillon, I think it was, and there might have been one on the car. But we're going to employ a similar tactic as the Xfinity race and use the high lane here. That'll be safe waters in the corners, but not really in the straightaways. So that's... Sorry about that.
Hold your line.
But that is not good in the straightaways, as you just saw demonstrated thanks to good old Trevor Bayne. I apologize if my phone started ringing. I can't really hear it with these headphones on. So I might have to cut out a bit of that in case there was any information that I do not want people to hear coming through the wires there. Alright, so that incident with Trevor Bayne kind of put us back to where we started.
Hold the top. Hold your line.
But now we're making the outside work again. Clint Boyer not doing too hot right now, so...
Load clear.
And there's Ryan Newman. I have not seen Suarez yet, however. So he is either up front or he is
Easy. Hold your line.
in the back. So I'm not seeing him up here. So Suarez might appear to be having a bad day as David Reagan tries to get revenge for whatever incident he was involved in throughout this season.
Car inside.
There goes Jamie McDirtbag. My apologies. But I do not see Daniel Suarez. So he might be putting himself in some jeopardy here as far as the playoff goes. I see Matt Kenseth up here. I see Kyle Busch up here. Eric Jones is up here. Ryan Newman's right there, and he was, I believe, the closest competitor to Suarez. Now, Suarez could also be in a DLC scheme. That is true. But granted, he is 9 times out of 10 in his area scheme, and I do not see an orange... Oh, there he is, right there, right in front of Kenseth. He's in the orange, half white scheme, so... Oh, and he just got loose. He just got loose and gave up a bunch of spots there.
You're getting faster out there. Great lap.
Great lap, much appreciated. Was that my fastest lap ever? No, it wasn't, so don't tell me about that. But there's Suarez now, who's in the half orange, half white scheme. I keep forgetting about that. I just remember his scheme from this year, which is all orange. So, That's why I didn't recognize him at first. I'm not going to try to interject myself into this situation, so I'm going to be, I'm going to attempt to be careful around Suarez and Newman, because those are the two Kyle Larson's pitting. That's a strange strategy there.
Keep it right there.
If that is a strategy at all, he might just be having issues. Matt Kenseth's gonna try to run us off the face of the earth. That seemed to help me more than it did him. But we might get some stage points here. Very possible. Very possible. Oh, I really don't want to be on the inside of either Allmendinger or Kyle Busch right now, but I made it work. Made it work. Coming to one to go in the stage, so we might be able to get around these three cars right here. Hamlin for sure, because he's going super slow right now.
You're getting faster out there. Great lap.
Thank you very much. There's Kyle Larson coming off of pit road, so he lost one, maybe 2 laps there. Again, not quite sure what that strategy was, but not going to question
Car there.
him there. Wasn't his decision, I'm sure, but we're going to finish 8th in the stage.
Your mark. Great lap.
That was another good lap according to the spotter. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what Larson's strategy was there. We are also good to the end of the next stage, so no need to pit here. Unless if the stage is strangely longer, which it shouldn't be. Eric Almirola's up here having a good day. Dale Jr. as well.
Smooth here. Going green. Low.
But
low.
we are good to the end of the stage, so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to try to use our high line here to get around some of these guys. No Junior's arrival. Would not be surprised if Almirola was a rival. Actually, no, I remember he was not a rival when we looked at it last time, but he was up towards the top of the people who don't want to run me off the face of the earth. But we know for sure Dale Jr. and Kyle Busch for sure, are rivals.
Stay right there.
Those are our main 2 up front rivals, along with Matt Kenseth. Gonna kind of combat Kyle Busch here.
Keep it right there.
Okay, the high line can only work for so long. High line can only work for so long. Oh, Dale. I'm sorry, Dale. I'm pretty sure you're locked into the chase already, if I recall, so this really doesn't make much of a difference for you. But I want playoff points. That's what I want. What I need. I need more. Whatever 50-something that we have right now is not enough.
Low, low.
How dare you pull the crossover on me, Dale? How dare you?
Clear low.
And there's freaking Almirola, who's in 5th place. Good for him. And the Richard Petty... Okay, Kyle Busch just stopped. Oh, and he's spinning out. I actually saved him. Why did I save Kyle Busch? Who knows? Don't ask. Don't ask. That's a question I don't think you're prepared for an answer for. But anyway, Truex in 3rd. Still got half of the stage to go. So it's possible. It's possible. Not going to be easy, but it's possible. I don't seem to have the kind of power I did in the Xfinity Series, where I just passed Eric Jones on the outside. But I'm going to try it here on Truex. No, not quite. It's partly because I can't get into the throttle as soon as I would like right now.
Keep high. Keep it right there.
Yeah. Can't quite do that, unfortunately. Three laps to go on the stage. I don't think we're going to win this stage, but we can at least maybe get some points. Maybe move up in the point standings. That indirectly does affect our playoff points. So I did not check to see how far we were away from the next highest person. I do, however, know that Joey Logano was the guy right behind me. So the fact that he's winning is a little concerning. Oh, we might have a run here. We do have a run. When we get clear, we are clear. And we're going to dive it in on Johnson
Car
here.
outside.
Oh, we dove it in too much. Dove it in too much. Dove it in too much. Dove it in too much.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Still going to get stage points out of that. But that was a crucial error on my part. And Jimmy Johnson's part, but mainly my part. Readjust myself in the seat. We're going to do full service stop. And we're going to maintain our 6th starting position, which is pretty much where we started this stage 2. So
Okay, be smart out
not
there.
much of an
Going
adjustment
green.
there, but we're
Green,
going to try to
baby.
use
Let's
the
go,
3rd line on the restart like we have been. Try to get around Kyle Busch as fast as humanly possible, because
Still
that
there.
could be an issue on the backstretch, and it's going to be an issue on the backstretch. Actually, no, it's not. I hit him more than he hit me there. Excuse
Clear
me.
low. Low, low.
Well, that was an interesting exchange, though. We were 3 wide with Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson.
Clear low.
Jimmy fell
Car
back,
inside.
so then it was 2 wide, but then Truex made it 3 wide again, and Truex passed almost 3 cars in one turn there. So that was a very strange looking scenario, but it was a smart one for Truex. Alright, so now it's just Joey and Dale. Joey has led pretty much this whole lap. We are also all good on
Stay
fuel
high,
now,
keep
so
it right there.
assuming the AI doesn't have small fuel tanks in this race, I don't want to be here. We've established that. Assuming the AI doesn't have some extra small fuel tanks,
your
then
line.
we'll be in good shape as far as everybody making on fuel. This is probably a bad idea now that I think about it, but it worked. And June will give us a shove coming out of the corner as well, which again hurt him more than it hurt me.
The yellow's out.
Yellow is out for that. No need to pit, so we're going to start on the front row on the outside of Logano. That's one small thing that I would like to see added. Allow the leader to pick what lane he starts in.
Steady.
Whether that just be for when the actual driver's in the lead, or if
Car
the
underneath.
AI can do it as well. Either way, that would be an improvement in my opinion to add to the realism without
Easy. Hold your line.
making something too complicated. I think it shouldn't be a complex scenario. All right, we're stuck on the outside, but that's not going to work for long. It's not going to work for long, I don't think. Oh, we get the run and we clear him. All right. Let's just not be stupid. Let's try to pull away a little bit. Don't know how possible that's going to be,
You're
but we
getting
might
faster
be able
out
to
there.
win this
Great
race. I was
lap.
not expecting that, honestly. After the first couple laps, was not expecting that. But it's just like the Xfinity race. It took a little while for me to get used to the track, but now that I'm used to it, we're doing really well. But we still got a long way to go here, so I'm going to cut out here, save a little time on the video, and I will see you guys when anything interesting happens.
5 to go. 5 to go.
Alright, we just hit 5 to go. We have pulled away to a 4-second lead over Joey Logano, and we are starting to see the tail end of the field. I'm not concerned about that. I'm just worried about a caution at this point, but I don't think we have ever pulled away to such a big lead in a Cup Series race in a long time, especially at a short track of all tracks. Usually the short tracks are where I struggle at in this game and in Heat Evolution. So this is quite astonishing, actually, when you think about it. Obviously, I still have to...
Awesome. You just posted your best lap ever.
God, that scared me. Apparently best lap ever. I'm just worried about A, caution, and B, the fact that I am catching this lap traffic a little quicker than I had previously anticipated. I was hoping just to run around and not catch them. Also, Clint Boyer having a bad day, so it appears his chase hopes have gone up in smoke, because Smoke is team owner. Alright, do not put yourself in a situation that is going to cause a caution like this.
The yellow's out.
I should have just rode around, not worried about it. Should have just slowed down. We had a 4-second lead. And now I have to do a restart on incredibly worn tires. I knew it was too good to be true. And I knew I would screw it up. Also, did I just see Matt DiBenedetto in ninth place?
Going green. Green flag. Green flag. Car high. 2 to go.
Alright, here we go. Got a good launch for once. Seems like this track we hadn't been getting very good restarts, but that time we did, and we have pulled away to almost half a second lead. Now we just gotta keep doing what we've been doing and hope that caution doesn't come out in the next 2 seconds.
Just one more lap
White
to
flag
go.
is out, sponsored by ATF Gaming. Please subscribe to ATF Gaming. Alright. It's still a good car, so I didn't have much to worry about. The only thing that this did do is it caused Joey Logano to lose a couple spots, and that'll help us in the point standings. But we are going to sweep the weekend of Richmond.
Nice work. Man, that's cool. Win, baby.
And that was some very heavy game lag right there. That was some very heavy game lag. I have a suspicion that it's because in that moment, after I crossed the start-finish line, they were trying to calculate all of the points for the playoffs. So they were doing a points reset, and that was just a little too much for the game to handle, apparently, in addition to all the winning graphics and the sound effects. That's my thought, anyway. But we still win, so that is definitely a beneficial thing, obviously. Don't know what the points are going to look like. Let's see where Suarez ended up. Matt DiBenedetto 7th. Let's just point that out for a second. Suarez ended up 16th. Newman ended up 14th. So, barring a drastic difference in stage points, it looks like Suarez solidified his spot in the chase. But Matt DiBenedetto 7th. That is incredible. Was it 7th or was it 6th? I've already forgotten. Oh, we leapfrogged up into 5th in the points after that win. So that'll give us even more playoff points there. So that is super beneficial. We leapfrogged both Hamlin and Harvick. I did not think we were that close to people there. But that is awesome. So, victory lane. Another win for the Happy Dog in Spirit, of course. And let's head back to the menu and check out the 16 drivers that will be running for the Monster Energy Cup. Oh God, that scares me every time. It's been a while since we've heard that one. We made the playoffs. We also achieved all of our sponsorship objectives. Alright. Trevor Bain says, the rest of the pack just called and they want their wins back. I mean, seriously? 10 wins in a season is pretty darn good. Indeed. I forgot that was our 10th win as well. But we have a triple header at Chicagoland, I believe. We got to set a objective. Again, top 15 qualifying is not going to happen. So we got a triple header at Chicagoland to look forward to next episode, which, if I'm doing my math correctly, will be on either Thursday or Friday of this week. Remember, we're doing 2 episodes a week now. But let's just confirm, these are the 16 people who are fighting for the playoffs and their playoff points. So we ended up with 65 playoff points after all that. Kyle Busch won the regular season point standing, so he leapfrogged everybody else in playoff points. And towards the bottom, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the only one with 0 playoff points. So he is at the bottom. But we definitely have a good cushion. We can afford to make mistakes. We can afford to make mistakes now. Because we have such a huge advantage over everybody else. Even over the second place guy, we have a 36 point advantage. So we are in good shape. We got a 60-point advantage over the cushion. So even if somebody wins both stages and wins the race, they could not leapfrog us if Dale Earnhardt Jr. Well, if Chase Elliott, let's put it that way, were to do that, they could not leapfrog us. So that is a good cushion to have. And just to recall, we got Chicagoland, New Hampshire, which Lord knows that's wrong series. Wrong series again. Chicagoland, New Hampshire. Lord knows that's going to be a royal pain, and Dover also a royal pain. So this is the tough series right here. In the second round, we got Talladega and Charlotte and Kansas. All three of them are usually pretty good at. And then we have Martinsville, which could be hit or miss. Texas, which we're usually pretty good at. Phoenix. Then Homestead. Homestead, which is my best track in the game. So, that is good. So, playoff roster for the Cup Series is set. After the next episode, playoff roster for both the Trucks and the Xfinity Series will be set. So, we're getting close to the end, guys. We're getting close to being able to run for all three championships and finishing this Let's Play. If you guys didn't know already, I had planned on this season, regardless of what happens, is going to be my last season of this Let's Play. So we gotta try to end it with a bang. We have not won a Cup Series championship yet. Let's actually look at the stats. We have not won a Cup Series championship. We have won a championship in both the Truck Series and the Xfinity, so we would be going for a second championship there. So, and we're also looking to maybe improve our wins total to go up the ranks a little bit. I had previously thought about, before the frustration of the season became more clear, racing until we got 100 wins, but that is not going to happen. So, this is going to be the end of the season, the end of this Let's Play at the end of this season. So, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.